I'm Dr. Frank Lagreteria. I'm the headmaster of Bridgeport International Academy. My responsibilities are to run the school, which means everything from the program, the faculty, the staff, the operation of the building, and of course the finances, management and oversight of the finances. Before Escalon, we had some personnel challenges. And in the 5 years I've been here, we've gone through 4 bookkeepers. But I would say the single most important issue that we suffered through was the accuracy of the profit and loss. But I could virtually never trust that I was presenting accurate numbers. We really struggled to produce what was needed in the time required. Right now, we're having basic accounting services, so they're processing all of the accounts receivable, accounts payable. They are also doing our payroll, and we have a kind of limited CFO service where I meet with them once a month and go over the financials piece by piece. That was a challenge, and I'll say it wasn't a challenge because of Escalon. Escalon came in with literally the skill package, the dream skill package. What you know, you're in fact more than we ever imagined, and so being able to make the transition was pretty significant because questions that I hadn't been asked, but I should have been asked all along, were finally being asked. So Escalon came in with all the right questions. I mean, this is the mark of a professional. They're dispassionate about what you're doing. The question is how you're doing it. And they were asking all the right questions. So I would have to say that it was easy, smooth, no problem, because it was very challenging because I was placed in a position to answer questions that I hadn't been asked before and that I should have been asked before. So everybody was on a learning curve. But what I can say is that Escalon met us with their level of professionalism and expertise in a very satisfactory manner. We paid for some CEO support over the summer when we built our budget. That was really, really excellent. I've been suffering with budgets for the last 5 years, producing one that really accurately reflected the changes and the expectations of revenue. Again, you're dealing with professionals that know what questions to ask. It becomes a whole different ballgame. Then when I stood up in front of the board and presented the budget, you know, finally I had the confidence that I needed to defend the numbers, and I didn't feel, you know, like I hope they don't ask that, or I hope they don't ask that, because I'm not going to be able to answer. So yeah, their team is very, very good. Going back to the transition, once we got into sort of a smoother process, then we could see that the time that needed to be spent was getting less and less, more efficient use of resources. And it really comes out amazingly to very similar amount of money I was paying my flesh and blood, you know, coming in 3-4 days a week for a few hours a day, staff member, to paying them for all of the services. Because there's a team of people working on this, they actually have experts in each area, in the payroll, the invoicing, the bill payment, the overall financial picture. So when you ask me about return on investment, in terms of what I'm getting for what I'm paying compared to what I was getting for what I was paying, I'm getting far more now for about the same price that I was paying before. So I couldn't be happier. But the bottom line is I would have been even willing to pay a little bit more, because now that I realize the confidence that I have in the accounting procedures and in the accuracy of the data I'm receiving, this is just worth its weight in gold, really.